Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to some more Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord news. Today I'm going to be starting a little bit of a new series. I don't really have a script for this. We're just going to kind of go off and see how you guys like it. And if you want to see more videos like this, let me know down below in the comments. But the main idea is pretty much just to kind of go through all the newly released mod news so you guys can stay up to date with the mods that necessarily aren't out yet. Or if anything crazy happens in the community, which we definitely have a few things, I'll basically just update you guys so you don't have to be searching around and, find out a thing or two about your favorite up-and-coming mod. I'll also leave timestamps down below in the description so you guys can kind of find the mods that you're most interested in and just skip ahead to them ones. So let's start off with probably one of the most anticipated mods for Bannerlord, and that is Kingdoms of Arda. This is the Lord of the Rings modification, and definitely one of the more quiet mod teams that don't post stuff regularly. So over the past couple months, we've recently got a whole wealth of custom faction drops so we can actually kind of start to see what a bunch of them will look like. We started off with some of the elite infantry from Dunland. They look absolutely amazing. A very unique look as well, because Dunland, I guess, is one of those factions we don't really see in the movies, and when we do, they're depicted as being just wild men. So it's actually really cool to kind of see some of the heavily armored soldiers that you'll be wielding, because again, nobody wants to just be using rabble. We want to be seeing these elite infantry. On top of that, we also got a glimpse at one of the actual main menu mock-ups that they're working on. Again, this is when you first load into the game, this is what you'll be seeing. And they later went on to say as well that they do plan on having an evil version of this as well, probably of Minas Morgul or Barad-dûr. And I think this would be really cool if they could tie it into, depending on what your last campaign, if you were playing good or evil, that would kind of reflect that. We then also got a little glimpse at the White Company for the Men of Gondor. These are going to be some of the soldiers recruitable from a specific fief inside of the lands of Gondor. And then we also got a little look at Prince Imrahil and his Knights of Darmroth, Knights of the Silver Swan, who again just look great. And then finally, we have also been getting a whole dump of these amazing soundtracks, which are being created by their very, very talented musician. And you can find all of these over on his YouTube channel. I will, of course, lead every single mods Discord that has one down below in the description, along with anything else I speak about, so you can go ahead and follow up on anything that kind of piques your interest. So that was Kingdom of Arda. Again, it seems like they are really starting to ramp up a bit of production now. We've been getting a lot more content from them. They have been speaking about dropping a trailer at some point, so I'm very much looking forward to that, to see exactly what they've done with the mod, and maybe even get a glimpse at a release date. I definitely don't think we'll be getting a release date anytime soon, but again, seeing more progress in the mod is definitely very positive. And if they're just working away slow and steady, they want to release the mod in a very finished state, which I think is a great way to go about it. That way, when it releases, you people have tons of content to mess around with, and I definitely like that approach. Now let's move on to the 15th century Great Britain War of the Roses mod. I'm not going to try and pronounce it because I'm going to butcher it. I mean, you guys are going to laugh at me in the comments, and my ego can't handle that. This mod has been making some really good progress over the past couple months. They've been posting absolutely tons of these beautiful pictures from their battle scenes and their castle sieges and stuff like that. The mod itself looks incredible. Like, I can't tell you just how good this looks. I mean, you guys can see for yourself right now. They are doing so much attention to detail to the cities and castles, which we haven't really seen in Bannerlord too much. Normally, this is one of the things that does get neglected in a lot of Bannerlord mods, that they just kind of don't go in and change every single castle and city. And it seems like every single city is going to be unique, and that's going to just, again, take that immersion level to the next level. They have also been posting updates over on their ModDB page, so you guys can check that out if you're interested in it. And in their most recent post, they've been saying that they've recently implementing and integrating a custom version of Banner Kings, which again, if that's a mod you haven't heard of, it's basically a mod that makes Crusader Kings free in Bannerlord to the best of its ability, adds in tons of depth with features such as population, new dimension management, adds in de jure kingdoms and ways to claim people's titles, adds in a cancel system. It's very expansive, so it's awesome to see that they're making a custom one for this mod, obviously in cooperations with the modder. They also go on to speak about how with the more recent Bannerlord updates, you can now customize the coat of arms depending on the flag of the people leading that army, which is actually really big for a time period like this. So now we should start to see actual soldiers, which normally would just have like a plain black or red overcoat, actually have the colors of the coat of arms of that faction. And this will completely vary from depending on what army is being led. So we'll actually see the coat of arms, shown on just the average soldier who has the appropriate equipment. I honestly think that's going to go a long way with this mod, again, just immersing you alongside the Banner Kings being implemented, and all just the truly, astonishingly beautiful city maps and castle maps. This mod is 100% one to be on my radar. This mod doesn't actually have a Discord, so the only place you can really follow it is over on their ModDB page. But again, they post pretty regularly new photos and updates, so 100% checking in now and again with this mod. Okay, next we have some really interesting news, and also kind of sad news from the Trials of the Seven Kingdoms mod. This is one of the largest Game of Thrones modifications for Bannerlord. If you don't know, there's currently two major ones. We have Realm of Thrones, which is based more off of the TV show, and then we also have Trials of the Seven Kingdoms, which is based more off of the book version. And they recently came out with a post over on their Discord basically saying that the mod itself is pretty much dead in the water. Apparently there were some major issues with their massive map development which they were working on, which was like 20 times the size of the Bannerlord vanilla map, and seemingly that process of trying to get that to work, and then I think some Bannerlord mod tools really corrupting a lot of the data that they had been working on, had pretty much killed the project as a whole, because the main modder, King of the North, just went completely radio silent, didn't reply to anybody else's messages, and seemingly just got very burnt out and just kind of put it to one side and moved on with some other personal issues that he was having. This obviously sucks because people have been putting a lot of time into this mod. This was one of the first mods out there for Bannerlord, so it is really sad to basically see it being dead in the water. However, this isn't the end of the Trials of the Seven team. A lot of them have moved over to the Realm of Thrones team, which is the other Game of Thrones mod team, which honestly is what a lot of people wanted to begin with. They wanted to, see these two teams work together to make something incredible. But of course, most teams did have different visions, so it's understandable why they wanted to work their own separate ways. And it does seem like that vision is going to continue. The Trials of the Seven Kingdoms team, I'm sure, are going to be helping out Realm of Thrones with assets and other things that can kind of be crossed over. But they're also going to be working on their own sub-mod for Realm of Thrones to basically go ahead and bring their vision of more of the book style of Game of Thrones to a sub-mod, which again is cool. They're working on their own separate thing, whilst also hopefully helping the Realm of Thrones team, which did just get a lot of very talented modders to help support them as well. I believe Ramsey, Skisas, sorry if I butchered that, and also Swan have joined that team. Block, unfortunately, who did recently join the Trials of the Seven Kingdoms mod team, has just kind of gone his own separate way after this happening, which is a shame because Block is extremely talented, and again, it would be amazing to have him working on Realm of Thrones as well to give us the best possible mod. But who knows what will happen and what's in store for us now that Block is continuing to work on his own crazy creations in the lab. So overall, it is really sad that the Trials of the Seven mod team is basically dead. And again, if you are supporting that Patreon and everything, make sure you cancel it. I believe they're going to be canceling it, so no more payments do go out. But just again, make sure that you do have that in case someone does forget it or it slips their mind. But yeah, I mean, I guess we have to look forward to Realm of Thrones now getting a bunch of more talented artists and other modders. And speaking of which, Realm of Thrones, the other Game of Thrones mod, which we've just been talking about, has been showing a ton of new features. They're currently working on a big brand new update for the latest patch of Bannerlord, and as you can see, they're planning on adding goddamn dragons, which is very exciting. They have a really talented guy currently working on these dragonous creatures, and they're actually starting to kind of be developed really nicely. The animations, the way they function in battle are actually really well done, and yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see, of course, how they balance them. But having functioning dragons actually work in battle is actually really cool, and yeah, they're doing a great job there. That's only kind of a handful of the things that they're currently working on. I'm sure we'll be seeing plenty more, and the update, I believe, is going to be an extremely big one, so again, that's going to be awesome. The last mod I want to talk about in today's video is the Feudal Japan mod. It seems like it is making great progress. They've been recently posting pictures of the campaign map, which looks great. On top of that, we also have had a glimpse at a Portuguese ship and some of the Portuguese armors. And then finally, a couple weeks ago, we actually also got some more gameplay. Apparently, this was pretty old gameplay of the mod, so I think it's come a little way on since then. However, it looks great, and they have also mentioned that they've got a big update video coming in the works, so that's going to be very exciting. I'm hoping we're going to get maybe a glimpse at some castles, or even some, more campaign, and maybe even like an open or closed beta look at the mod. That'd be very exciting. But yeah, the mod looks great. The armors are incredible. know, the detail in them is second to none. Really impressive stuff. And it's going to be really interesting to see now that they've put a lot of effort into these Portuguese ships. Like, how are they going to play? Are they going to be able to be used in battle? I mean, who knows what they've got cooked up for us. But overall, they look great. And definitely, I think you can make some good use of them, whether it's going on to the Portuguese ships to do trade or something. Hopefully, they're like used in a very, very nice way. And that's going to be it. I don't want to go and talk about every single mod in these videos. I want to kind of keep it a bit more short and concise, but I'm definitely down to do another one of these when we get some more news on certain mods. So let me know if this is something that you want to see. You know, it saves you guys having to scour the forums and stuff to kind of find out everything new with mods. As I said, of course, I'll leave a link to all the mods I talked about down below in the description if you want to check them out for yourself to keep a bit more up to date. And of course, drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps out the channel and I very much appreciate it. And I hope everybody has a great day.